God is saying while looking and knowing where Adam is, where are you? See, it's not enough for God to know where you are. You must know where you are. This question is about knowing where you are in your vertical relationship, because it's destroying your horizontal one. See, contextually, God created a helpmate that was comparable to Adam, and they were together. The two had become one flesh. They were naked and not ashamed. Adam was having a great time, but now stress, animosity, and division has set in, and what God tried to bless him with, he's messed it up because he's disturbed his vertical relationship and now is destroying his horizontal relationship. So he's saying, Adam, where are you? See, a lot of us don't understand. You want to know what's wrong with your marriage, what's wrong with your economics, what's wrong with your health, what's wrong with this, that, and the other. And why isn't God covering me? Why isn't I'm not? And God is saying, I was covering you. You left. Where are you? Your marriage was going good. You got a house and a car, and then stop going to church. You got a little talent, and you walked around like you were God. You got beside yourself, and you left away from me. So I'm asking you, I'm looking for you because I want to cover you. I'm looking for you because I want to bless you. I'm looking for you because I want to protect you. I'm looking for you because I want to bless your kids. I'm looking for you because I want to bless your job. But where are you? Where are you? You're constantly talking about what you want, what you're going to have, what you're going to be. But where are you? Question is merely a form of civility, often used as a way of opening conversation. So God is asking Adam to assess his spiritual connection. Adam, where are you? The Bible says that God came walking in the cool of the day, and he normally was, and he was looking for Adam, and Adam was not where he was supposed to be. So God sensed the distance. Now, this is what's so interesting. Sometimes we sense the distance of God from us, but we very seldom sense the distance from us to God. So God sensed the distance, but Adam didn't know the distance, or he hadn't defined the distance, so he was hiding from God. So he, in times past, he and God would meet in the cool of the day, comfortable for Adam. Not in the heat of the morning. In the cool, he was comfortable, man. He was meeting with him with the cool of the day. Every time we meet him, it's in the heat. It's in the heat of circumstances. It's in the heat of situations. It's in the heat of our troubles. It's in the heat of our discomforts. It's in the heat of our circumstance. And when we meet God now, we got to meet him in the heat, because we're not where we're supposed to be. But thank God, whether it's in the heat or the cool, he'll meet us. I said whether he meets us in the heat or the cool, thank God, he'll meet us. So, God is asking Adam here, as he's hiding from God, he said, assess your spiritual connection. I wonder, Adam, I wonder where you are spiritually. Assess it. Now let's just say, metaphorically, that the Garden of Eden is the church. Now we know it ain't the church, but it is the gathering place. That's where God gathers with Adam. So let's say, metaphorically, the garden is the church. So God says to Adam, where are you while he's at church? Now you didn't catch that. You didn't catch that. You didn't catch it. Let me rerun that one more time. So let's say the Garden of Eden, which is the gathering place, is the church, metaphorically. It's the gathering place. So Adam's at church, but he's disconnected from God. Just because you are at church doesn't mean you're where you're supposed to be. So Adam is in the garden, but he's not connected to God. There are a lot of people that go to church. You go to church every week, but when you come to church, you're still hiding from God. You're not transparent. You're not exposed. You're not naked and not ashamed. Now, so he's in the garden. Now remember, God planted the man in the garden to tend and to keep it. He's in the garden, but he's no longer close to God. Where are you? Don't get it twisted that because you're in the church, that you're in God. You know the narrative. Because eventually, Adam gets excommunicated. It's coming. We won't talk about it, but it came. He got excommunicated from the church, the garden, the gathering place. Why? Because he lost his connection to God. When you lose your connection to God, you don't fit in the garden. I can't. Listen, when you lose your connection to God, when you come to church, you're lost. You're hiding from everyone. You're afraid. See, Adam wasn't a new convert. He was an old saint. He wasn't a new member. He was the first member. You can be the first member of the church and lose your connection. Where is your connection to God? I'm not saying where's your connection to Dr. Carson. Where is your connection to God? I'm not saying where is your connection to the Garden of Eden or the church. I'm saying where is your connection to God? Because it's your connection to God that keeps you in the garden. You lose your connection to God, you're going to leave this place. Where are you? I'm not talking about where your brother and sister is. Where are you? He's asking Adam to assess his spiritual connection because you've lost intimacy. Then the second thing he's asking Adam is to acknowledge his wrongdoing. That's the second thing he's asking him. Acknowledge your wrongdoing. Stop trying to cover up, justify, make excuses, and blame others for where you are. Oh, God. See, you are where you are because of the decisions you make, not because the decisions others made for you. You have free will. If you don't like where you are, get up and don't be there. Listen, stop blaming people. Listen, God told Adam, he asked him, where are you? And Adam said, I was afraid and I hid. I was naked and I hid. Who told you that? That woman you gave me. That woman you gave me, she told me. It's your fault, God. Had you not let my marriage fail, I wouldn't be in this promiscuous relationship. Had you not made that rotten husband of mine stay, my kids would have turned out better. Had you not let me lose my job simply because I'm not a tither. Now, will you blame others for where you are? See, God asked Adam, where are you and how did you get there? And Adam said, it ain't my fault. Lord, had you gone through the life that I've been through, had you experienced the traumatic experiences that I went through trying to help other folk and then they turned on me, it's them people's fault that I ain't got no relationship with you now. It's some church folk, all of them in there hypocrites. I couldn't live for you because I was the only one that was willing to live for you. All the rest of them hypocrites. So I can't go in there, God, because they hypocrites. All of them but me. They don't realize they're hypocrites. Lord, I got a little hypocrisy in me, but I'm saying, I ain't like them. I don't try to fake it. Stay far. I am not where I am because of the decisions that I made. I don't know how he became my husband. You should have covered me. Why you let me marry him? Why didn't you kill him? Why didn't you tell me she was going to be like that? I thought she was a good church submissive woman. I didn't know she was going to be taking my clothes, throwing them all out the window and putting them in the lawn and then spraying them with gasoline and setting them on fire. Lord, how you let me do this? All the prophets in the church, all the people with the spiritual gifts, why didn't nobody tell me? That's why I don't go to church, because they can't help nobody. I put my confidence in him, and he showed me he was a man. He wasn't perfect. He was inadequate. He had sin in his life. So, Lord, I decided just to sin too. It's his fault. He shouldn't have showed me. Where are you? Adam, where are you? I didn't ask you where Eve was, but where are you? Where are you? I'm going to deal with where Eve is, but I'm going to deal with where you are. See, because where Eve is does not exempt you from where you are. I'm going to say that again. Because of where Eve is doesn't exempt you from where you are. You're not in the right place. Always got an excuse. always got a cover up, always got a justification. It's always somebody's fault. Golly, how can you live like that? Listen, this is such an indictment, Linton. You know why? Because the greatest ability God gave Adam was free choice. Which means you ain't got to do nothing nobody else says. So when you make a decision to do something, it's because you thought about it, you asked the questions, you liked the information, so therefore you embraced it, and now you are where you are. You knew he only had 2 teeth when you married him. Now he got 1 and you're concerned about how he looks. Now, so acknowledge your wrongdoings, Adam. Adam couldn't do that because that's what sin is. He couldn't say, I ate what you told me not to eat. Couldn't say it. Some of y'all can't say it. Where are you where you are? Because I didn't do what you said do. I'm losing my house. I go into the garden. Adam was in the garden, but he lost his house. Adam was in the church, he lost everything. You don't get to keep what God gives you based on principle when you don't follow the principle. It's okay. So here's the third thing then. He says, acknowledge. God's saying, I want you to acknowledge your wrongdoing. Then he says, accept the consequences of your actions. Because you're going to get a consequence. Acknowledge your wrongdoing and accept your consequence. Because I told you, do not eat. You can freely eat of every tree of this garden, but the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, do not eat. Unless, he said, the day you eat, you will surely die. You surely died. You're spiritually disconnected from me. And now you're afraid and you're naked. And now you got to accept the consequences. Because you didn't prioritize your spiritual connection to me. Because you didn't, you were not obedient to what I told you. Now, because you violated your vertical relationship, now your horizontal relationships are suffering. You and Eve are hiding from one another. Who told you that? Who told you you were naked? Who told you that? I didn't tell you that. What are you doing thinking without me? What are you doing questioning and analyzing without me? Who told you that? Told myself that. So because you didn't listen to me, now there are consequences. And the consequences is you get to see what I saw and kept from you. That you ain't worth a dime. But I chose to value you. You ain't like me, and you saw that. You looked at me but weren't able to see one another. So now you see one another, and what happens? The consequence is this: self-centeredness. Now you become self-consumed, self-absorbed, and now you're concerned about how you look to other people. It's a consequence when you're disconnected from God. You try to gain the approval and acknowledgement of everyone else. So now you see self-centeredness kicked in. The second thing that kicks in is judgmentalism. They judge one another. They were naked and not ashamed. Now they're judgmental. Judgmentalism kicks in. And then the third thing that happens is they have no leadership, so they make fig leaves, they sew them up to be a covering themselves. So they try to cover themselves. How many of you, because you don't know where you are spiritually, don't have a covering? There's no one spiritually covering your life, and you're hiding and naked, and you have sewn fig leaves together to provide your own covering. And what's so interesting, in the last church in Laodicea, one of the last things God said is that you may get white raiment to cover the shame of your nakedness. You have lost your covering. See, when you get out of the church, when you're kicked out of the garden, you also lose your covering. Now, I'm almost finished. My time is almost up. So, what happens when you're not where you're supposed to be? You and your wife gonna have problems eventually if you're married. And if you're not married, you and your platonic relationships and future relationships, because you're going to be so self-centered, it's going to be all about you. Some of you, that's why you've chosen not to marry. You already know life is all about you. Thank you for blessing our lives. Listen, now, so then it's about judgmentalism. It's about competition. You now have to sew fig leaves together yourself. Have to create your own leader, your own covering. Now what happens? Then it moves down to your children. The first generation of children you have are Cain and Abel. And Cain kills Abel as a consequence of Adam not being where he was supposed to be. Many of our children are suffering because we are not where we're supposed to be. So God's question is, Adam, where are you? He's asking Adam this. Where are you, one, in principle? God said, let us make man in our image. Asa, to produce by labor. Image, Salim, let him shadow forth. Let him be a reflection of me. So Adam, where are you? Are you reflecting what I made you for? Are you reflecting God in your life? Two, Adam, where are you in your potential? I told you to be fruitful and multiply. Why are you living from paycheck to paycheck, from hand to mouth, and blaming other people? Where are you? You can't eat, it ain't nobody else's fault. God is your source. God is your provider. So when you ain't got enough, you need to be asking God, what am I doing? And let me tell you what God's going to ask you. Where are you? Adam, where are you in your potential? I told you to be fruitful and multiply. Multiply what's in you and other people. How many other people are coming to know me, Adam, through your reflection? How productive is your life? What's coming off of your life? What are you creating? What are you saying and let there be? And there was. What are you producing? When you leave here, what have you left here? When you leave here, what have you left here? You've been to church all these years? So that's why God wouldn't let him hang out in the garden. You ain't going to be hanging around my house and being a failure. You got to get out. Dad, Mom, you're not going to let me back. Put them angels over there with them swords. Don't let him back in here. He try to get back up in here, kill him. You got to tell your kids sometimes we got angels out there with. The problem is they're going to kill us too. Now, so, Adam, where are you in purpose? I made you, I created you with something in mind, never to change. Where are you? Are you in your purpose? You always got questions for me, God. But now God said, you always have questions for God, but now God is saying, I got a question for you. Just one right now. Where are you? In purpose. Where are you in priestly responsibilities? To tend and to keep the garden. Where are you? Are you acting like a priest? Husband, are you head of your homes? Are you washing your wife with the water of the word? Wife, are you sitting still letting him clean you with the washing of the word? Or you knocking the sponge out his hand, telling him he ain't doing it right? And you start washing you and him. Let me show you how to wash. You don't know how to wash nothing. Get behind that. Come here. Are you single woman? Are you keeping yourself for marriage? The man that finds you, does he find a good thing or a used thing? I'm just asking, where are you? Don't think your whoredom has nothing to do with your intimacy. This the church, not the nightclub. This the nightclub. Remember, questions get at the truth of the matter. How you gonna lead a home? You single and you looking for a wife. You're looking for a wife because you want to have instant sex. You want to have somebody, their role is to give you some whenever you want some till you don't want no more, because y'all done had so many arguments that you're unequally yoked to begin with, and now you want something else and you're tired of that. Where are you? You're a man, you want to get married. Why aren't you learning the scriptures like crazy? If you want to get married, you ought to be in bath washing school. Y'all don't like me. You're a woman, you want to get married, you ought to be still and be wash school. Listen, listen. Watch me, baby, watch me. Listen. I'm saying, let me finish here. Adam, where are you in parameters? I told you today that you eat that. Where are your parameters? What are the things you will do and you won't do? Where are you in your parameters? Well, I'll smoke reefer, but I ain't doing crack. Well, do you really think those are the parameters of God? I'll get drunk, but I ain't gonna pop no pills. Oh yeah, I got high morals. Where are you in your parameters? I close with this because my time is up. What were those things that caused the distance with Adam? One was conviction was ignored. In verse 10, when God said, Adam, where are you? He said, I heard your voice and hid. He ignored his convictions. So he showed us that he no longer could respond to the voice of God. Some of you come in church, it don't matter what I say. Then the second thing that caused the distance was cover up. He covered himself, he covered up. He was afraid. Yared, the Hebrew word, means he dreaded the encounter with God, so he hid. He hid. Many of us today are trying to hide from God rather than confessing our sins. And then lastly, he compromised. He spiritually disconnected. He ate because Eve told him to eat. You cannot let the people in your life cause you to compromise God. I don't care how close they are to you. You cannot allow them to cause you to compromise. Adam should have told Eve, you on your own on this one, baby. Get that thing out my face. Get that out, if it was an apple, whatever fruit, whatever it was, get it out my face. I told you not to eat. So you can't compromise with people that talk to the devil. Because see, some of you don't understand. It wasn't Adam who talked to Satan, it was Eve. See, some of you don't talk to the devil direct. You talk to him indirect. You hang around people that talk to the devil and then compromise based on the conversations they had with Satan. You compromise the ones you had with God. The church, God is asking us this question today. Where are you? Where are you? See, it does you no good talking to Satan, Lou. You can brag and say, oh, I don't talk to the devil. I talk to the Lord. Hey, I talk to the Lord. Yeah, but the person you're sleeping with talks to the devil. See, the people you hang out with, they talk to the devil. And so when you hang out with people that talk to the devil, then you ain't got to talk to the devil direct. You talk to him indirect. Because they influence you because you want that relationship. Because without the relationship, you remember how lonely you were. But you also forget that it was God who gave you Eve, and he could give you a new Eve and a better Eve and a different Eve. But don't you compromise with this Eve.
Thank you for worshiping with us today. If you are in need of prayer or someone to talk to, our online ministers are available just for you right now in the chat. We invite you to join us again for one of our powerful worship experiences that happen every week. Sundays at 10 a.m. is the Extraordinary Worship Encounter, where you can receive an on-time kingdom word. Then Sundays at 6 p.m. is our Miracles, Signs, and Wonders services, where you can receive any breakthrough you've been looking for. And Wednesdays at 7 p.m., join us for Understanding the Bible with Dr. Dana Carson, where you can get your biblical questions answered. We look forward to connecting with you. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Simply search for Dr. Dana Carson and click subscribe. On this channel, you will find a host of kingdom resources that will help you build on the spiritual foundation that God has laid in your life. And then follow The Rock WOI on Facebook and Instagram to connect with us and discover all that The Rock is doing. You can also get connected with us on our website at therockwoi.com. Again, thank you for worshiping with us and be blessed.